Going to calculate the bonus to be given to each salesperson. The rules for calculating the bonus are down here. First, we look at the total revenue from July to December to see if the amount is $45,000 or more. If so, the bonus is going to be this amount, $2,000. If the salesperson made less than $45,000 but greater than or equal to $30,000, he or she still gets a bonus, but it's going to be less. It will be $1,000. Now, if the salesperson's total revenue is less than $30,000, then he gets this bonus of $300. So we can see that we have more than one possible answer, and the result depends on this total here. In this case, we're going to use a function called if. So I'm going to type the equal sign and I'm going to enter if. The first argument is the logical test or the condition that we are going to test for to determine what amount the bonus will be. So we're going to do if. Okay, so we're calculating it for Avery. So his total revenue is here in H4. So if H4 greater than or equal to our higher target. So this is our higher target. First, we want to check if he meets the higher target, which is in B18, comma. So if he meets the higher target, the value of the if function is going to be this higher bonus, which is in B17. Okay, so this is the same as saying if the total revenue is greater than or equal the higher target, then the salesperson gets the higher bonus. If this logical test is false, that means the salesperson's total revenue is less than the higher target, then the value of the if function is going to be another if function, because at this point, we still have two possible answers. The salesperson can either get 1,000 or 300. So we need another if function here. So once again, we're going to test for this revenue, but this time we already know that it is less than the higher target. Now what we want to do is check whether it is greater than or equal to the lower target. So it's less than the higher target, but there's a chance it's greater than the lower target. So if H4 is greater than or equal to B22, the bonus is going to be whatever is in B21. Okay? And if it is not greater than or equal to the lower target, then the salesperson gets this bonus. Okay, so if revenue is less than the lower target, he or she at the minimum will make $300 bonus. So this is our if function. This is called a nested if because it is nested inside an outer if. So this is the nested if and this is the outer if. So take note that we need to pair up our parentheses. So at this point, we already close this parenthesis here, but we need another closing parenthesis to close this opening parenthesis. And now we're going to press enter and see the result. So the bonus for this salesperson, Avery, is $1,000. And that's because he made less than $45,000 but greater than $30,000. So this is the amount. Now we're going to copy this if function to the other rows so we don't have to type this formula again and again. But before we do that, we need to make some changes. Okay, now if you look at the cell references, you will see that this cell reference, B18, refers to the higher target. And this cell reference, B17, refers to the bonus, the higher bonus. Now, if we were to copy this formula to the row below, all of the row numbers will change. They will adjust. So if we copy one row below, B18 will become B19, B17 will become B18, B22 will become B23, and so on. So our formula will not work. So at this point, we need to change some of these cell references from a relative reference, meaning a reference which will adjust if it's copied to another location, we need to change it into an absolute reference. An absolute reference has a dollar sign in front of the row and in front of the column. So I'm going to select this reference. I need it to be an absolute reference, and then I'm going to press F4 on the keyboard. Okay, and now you'll see that a dollar sign has been added to both the column and the row number, and I'm going to do the same here. B17 must also stay the same no matter where I copy this formula to. So I'm also going to press F4, and B22, I'm going to highlight that, F4, B21, and E17. Okay, so I want to make sure they remain the same, and only F4 should adjust. Okay, only F4 should adjust when I copy it. So it's going to become H5, H6, and so on. So now I'm going to copy this down here. So you'll see that some salespeople get $1,000, some salespeople get $2,000, some get $300. So now I'm going to format this. I'll use comma style this time with no decimal places.